Now to the war on Ukraine. President Zelenskyy made an impassioned plea to the United Nations for the first time since the Russian invasion of his country. He gave graphic details of new atrocities and called on the international community to do something about it. CBS reporter Skyler Henry joins us live from Capitol Hill with this powerful address. Skyler.
Hey, Ryan, good to see you. Well, before setting off to Brussels earlier this morning, Secretary of State Antony Blinken talked about some of those atrocities and said that this wasn't some random act from a rogue unit. Instead, this was a deliberate plan to murder, torture, and rape, and even commit even more atrocities. And it certainly is receiving the same sentiment from officials at the White House who are working to try to gather even more evidence, furthering those charges of Russian troops committing war crimes in Ukraine, not to mention that Western leaders are also working on a new round of economic sanctions targeting Russian government officials and their families.
Russia wants to turn Ukraine into silent slaves.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelinskyy delivered a powerful address to the UN Security Council, accusing Russia of war crimes in Ukraine.
They killed entire families, adults and children, and they tried to burn the bodies.
Satellite images show bodies lying in the streets of Bucha long before Russian forces left the town.
The world has yet to see what they have done in other occupied cities and regions of our country.
The horrifying death toll there has triggered international outrage.
These crimes betray the trust of every Russian mother who proudly waves goodbye to her son as he heads off to join the military.
The U.S. says it's joining Ukraine in seeking Russia's suspension from the UN's Human Rights Council.
Given the growing mountain of evidence, Russia should not have a position of authority in a body whose very purpose is to promote respect for human rights.
U.S. leaders say they're also coordinating with allies to implement another round of economic sanctions this week in hopes of further isolating Moscow.
We stand in solidarity with the people of Ukraine and all other people affected by the war of Russian aggression. We stand in support of Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
The new sanctions, expected to be announced Wednesday, will reportedly include a ban on all new investment in Russia and sanctions on Russian government officials and their family members. NATO and G7 leaders are set to meet Wednesday and Thursday to discuss the delivery of advanced weapons to Ukraine.
Also happening here on Capitol Hill today, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, as well as General Mark Milley, the chair of the Joint Chiefs, testified before a House committee about the conflict in Ukraine. They said that they weren't necessarily sure what positioning looks like in terms of U.S. involvement in the region, but it said that it is very likely that we could see even more troops end up in Europe. General Milley also said that the conflict in Ukraine could very well last years. Ryan?
All right, thank you very much, Skyler Henry, reporting from our nation's capital.